Today, November 22nd, 2025, marks a seismic shift in global banking. It's a day that will be remembered as the moment the world's financial system finally stepped out of the shadows and into the light. For years, the inner workings of international money movement were shrouded in secrecy, allowing loopholes and gray areas to flourish. For decades, banks moved money with a system so vague, it was perfect for anyone wanting to hide details. The old ways relied on trust, paper trails, and a lot of ambiguity, making it easy for shady deals to slip through unnoticed. That era is over. The old, murky system is gone, replaced by a new, ultra-precise standard. Every transaction is now logged with unprecedented clarity, leaving no room for confusion or manipulation. This isn't just a software update, it's a total rewiring of the world's financial nervous system. The infrastructure that once allowed for hidden corners has been rebuilt from the ground up, with transparency as its foundation. Banks had 2 years to adapt, and now, every cross-border payment must speak this new, exacting language. Compliance is no longer optional, it's the law of the land, enforced by technology and global cooperation. The days of vague notes and lost details are finished. Outdated practices have been swept away, replaced by digital records that can't be altered or erased. Now, every transaction tells a clear, unchangeable story. Each payment, no matter how small, is part of a permanent, transparent record. The party for opaque transactions is over, the lights are on, and every detail is exposed. There's nowhere left to hide, for those who once thrived in the shadows. This is like upgrading from a blurry TV to Ultra HD. Suddenly, every flaw is visible. The difference is night and day, and the clarity is impossible to ignore. Powerful players who thrived on ambiguity can no longer hide. The spotlight is on, and every action is subject to scrutiny. The new standard demands transparency and accountability at every step. Every institution, big or small, must play by the same rules. Today, every dollar, euro, and yen crossing borders comes with a detailed, traceable record. Regulators and customers alike can follow the money's journey in real time. The curtain has been pulled back, and the uncomfortable truths about global money movement are about to be revealed. The world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. Welcome to the new era of financial transparency. The music has stopped for shady banking, and a new, honest tune is playing for all to hear. Meet ISO 20022, the new backbone of global finance. It's a name that might sound like it belongs in a galaxy far, far away, but this standard is very much at the center of our world's financial future. The name sounds like a Star Wars droid, but its impact is massive. It's not just a catchy code, it's a revolution in how banks talk to each other and how money moves across borders. ISO 20022 is a universal translator for banks, built on structured XML data. It's a common language that lets financial institutions share information with clarity and precision, no matter where they are in the world. The old system was like scribbling an address on a napkin. This is a detailed customs form for every payment. Before, payments could be vague, missing key details, or open to interpretation. No more ambiguity. Every field is precise, every detail required. Each transaction is now packed with information, leaving little room for error or misunderstanding. Trillions move daily through SWIFT, but until now, banks spoke different dialects. Each country, each bank, had its own way of formatting and interpreting messages, leading to confusion and costly delays. ISO 20022 forces everyone to use the same language, ending confusion and loopholes. It's a global handshake, ensuring everyone is on the same page every time. The new messages carry far more information: invoice numbers, compliance data, and a full payment history. Regulators, auditors, and banks can all see exactly what's happening, in real time. It's a leap from cryptic telegrams to fully itemized digital contracts. The days of vague, one-line payment instructions are gone, replaced by transparency and accountability. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a paradigm shift. The entire financial industry is being pushed into a new era, where data is king and clarity is non-negotiable. The era of send money stop is over. Now every transaction is a transparent, traceable record. Every step leaves a digital footprint, making it easier to track, audit, and verify payments. For those who thrived in the old system's shadows, this new clarity is a headache. Hidden fees, vague instructions, and loopholes are being closed for good. The rules have changed, and the details can no longer be hidden. Every transaction is under the microscope, and transparency is the new normal. ISO 20022 is here to stay, and it's rewriting the rules of global banking. The future of finance is clear, connected, and more secure than ever before. The old SWIFT-MT system was built in the 70s, short, cryptic, and easy to misinterpret. Payment details were crammed into unstructured fields, making it easy to lose or hide crucial information. As payments passed through multiple banks, data could be dropped or garbled, creating a transparency black hole. This made it simple for shell companies and bad actors to obscure the true source of funds. Even legitimate businesses suffered delays, errors, and endless manual fixes were the norm. Banks had entire teams just to untangle these messes. A staggering 80% of cross-border payment delays happened after the money reached the destination country, because the data was a mess. The old system wasn't just opaque, it was inefficient, costly, and broken. That's the world ISO 20022 is replacing. ISO 20022 fixes the mess with two things: structure and traceability. Every piece of payment data now has its own dedicated field, no more hiding details in a text box. This structure means information stays consistent and traceable from start to finish. It's like every payment has a GPS tracker, its journey is fully visible. The days of mysterious money with vague origins are over, compliance is transformed. Rules like the FATF's travel rule are now enforceable by design. The new standard is the global benchmark for regulatory compliance. Automated screening is easier and more accurate, with fewer false positives. Banks can now spot suspicious activity quickly, without flagging innocent transactions. Transparency is the default, not the exception. ISO 20022 makes hiding in the system nearly impossible. Radical transparency doesn't just make banking efficient, it exposes the flaws of the old system. For years, banks operated in isolated data silos, breeding inefficiency and fraud. ISO 20022 breaks down these silos, revealing just how fragmented things were. The so-called global system was really a patchwork of disconnected parts. Now, inefficiencies and fraud avenues are exposed for all to see. The new standard demands complete structured information, closing many old loopholes. Fraud is riskier and easier to detect. The shadows are disappearing. But the exposure is a double-edged sword. Bad data is now obvious, and the weakest link stands out. The system's dirty laundry is on display. Fixing it is the next challenge. ISO 20022 doesn't magically fix bad data, but it makes it impossible to ignore. The hard work of cleaning up begins now. For banks, ISO 20022 is both a huge opportunity and a daunting challenge. Rich structured data means more payments go through automatically, fewer errors, lower costs, and faster settlements. Early adopters have expanded services and boosted revenues. This is crucial as banks compete with fast, transparent fintechs. ISO 20022 lets legacy banks catch up, offering real-time data-driven services. But the transition is massive, overhauling systems, retraining staff, and ensuring global consistency. If countries implement the standard differently, new fragmentation could emerge. Banks now hold mountains of sensitive data, great for analytics, but a huge privacy responsibility. Data breaches and privacy risks are bigger than ever. Success now depends on how well banks manage and protect this data. The journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. Banks must balance transparency with privacy in a data-driven world. For regulators, ISO 20022 is a game-changer. They've struggled for decades to police a system built on incomplete, inconsistent data. Now, they get end-to-end visibility. Every payment's journey is clear and traceable. Money laundering and sanctions evasion become much harder. Shell companies and complex ownership structures lose their power to hide. Sanctions enforcement is more precise with fewer false positives. Regulators can target illicit activity with surgical accuracy, letting legitimate business flow. But this new power brings challenges: global coordination and data overload. Regulators need the right tools and talent to turn data into action. The FATF's global adoption timeline shows how complex this is. The superpower is real, but it takes skill to use it wisely. So, what does this mean for you? Expect faster, cheaper, and more reliable international payments. The days of lost transfers and hidden fees are numbered. Enhanced transparency means better fraud protection and new security features, like confirmation of payee. The financial system you rely on becomes safer and more stable. ISO 20022 is quietly making your financial life easier, even if you never see its name. Today isn't the end. It's the start of a new era in global finance. The world as we know it is shifting, and the systems that move our money are evolving faster than ever before. With ISO 20022, the foundation is set for innovation, real-time, data-rich, interconnected services. This new standard is more than just a technical upgrade. It's a launchpad for smarter, faster, and more secure financial transactions across the globe. Imagine instant international payments, automated compliance, and proactive financial management. No more waiting days for funds to clear, or struggling with incomplete information. Just seamless, transparent movement of money wherever you are. But global coordination is crucial. If everyone customizes the standard, we risk new fragmentation. The promise of a unified system depends on collaboration and a shared commitment to consistency. The goal is a harmonized, interoperable system, one global language for money. When banks, businesses, and regulators all speak the same language, the possibilities for innovation multiply. This is more than a technical upgrade. It's a philosophical shift toward transparency and accountability. It's about building trust in a digital world, where every transaction leaves a clear, auditable trail. The weaknesses of the old system are exposed not to destroy it, but to make it stronger. By learning from the past, we're creating a more resilient and adaptable financial infrastructure. The future of banking is built on data, and that future starts now. Every byte, every transaction, every connection is part of a smarter, more responsive network. Thanks to a boringly named standard, the world's financial plumbing is finally fit for the 21st century. It's not flashy, but it's essential, quietly powering the next wave of global commerce. The next chapter will be fascinating to watch. As new players and technologies emerge, the landscape will keep changing, and we'll all be part of the story. Welcome to the age of annoyingly structured, radically transparent money. The future is here, and it's only just beginning.